Hey guys, what's up? It's Nate, and I'm back with another episode of Paranormal Talk. Do you think your house is haunted, but you're unsure? You can't seem to have a team come out and check it out for you? Well, if you're brave enough, you can do it yourself, because in this day and age, guess what? There's an app for that. So in this new segment, what I'm going to be doing is downloading these apps from the App Store. I'm going to be testing them out with Charlie back here, and we're going to see exactly how they work. And I'm going to give you my opinion as to whether or not I think they can be used as valid tools for investigating the paranormal. This new segment is the Paranormal App Test. Let's get into it. Hey guys, what's up? Thank you for joining me. So tonight we're going to be looking at the Charlie Challenge app by First Class Media BV. I don't know too much about the Charlie Challenge, other than maybe a year and a half, 2 years ago. It was very popular with teenage kids in high school. They would take two pencils and they would align them so where they sat perfectly balanced on a grid that they drew on a piece of paper with yes at one corner, yes at the opposite corner, no at one corner, no at the opposite corner. And as they asked questions, the pencil would supposedly, spiritually move to a yes or no answer. So this is going to be a yes or no answer app. It's not like I'm going to be going through asking questions like you would see in a spirit box app. This is a little bit different. Now, the theory is that people who were using this app, their homes became infested with negative energies. So there is a little bit of a warning here. If you're going to use this app, just with any divination tool, it doesn't matter if it's an app, it doesn't matter if it's dowsing rods, it doesn't matter if it's a Ouija board. Anytime you use a divination app or a divination tool, which is a tool used to contact another realm, you must always be wary of the fact that you could possibly attract something that you don't want in your house. So please keep that in mind before you download this app and test it, as I'm about to do. I've already got the app downloaded. I'm ready to test it. So I guess I just need to figure out what kind of questions that I want to ask. I'm really intrigued by this app, and I've not yet done it on actual paper. Honestly, I'm apprehensive about it, only because I don't want to attract something into my house that is negative. If that happens, I luckily have the means to at least keep it at bay. I'm not going to say I have the means to remove it, because I'm not an exorcist, but I do know sage processes. I do know a good amount of protecting my house and grounding and centering and doing all that good stuff. So with that being said, we're going to jump into it. This is going to be the Charlie Challenge app test. The app is put out by First Class Media BV. Let's jump into it and see what it's all about. All right, guys, so this is going to be the Charlie Challenge app test. As you can see here, Charlie is in the very middle. So we're going to click on this. And as you saw, it had the two pencil thing set up like I was discussing earlier. Oh, and I have to hold my phone in a certain direction. That's a little bit annoying. Charlie Challenge. Remove ads, more. So you can update this app to remove the ads, apparently. Excuse me, I'm going to light a cigarette. I'm currently outside. I like to start my app test out outside, and I don't think I've ever explained the reason for that. My son, who is just over 3, claims that on occasion he sees a boy sitting in the swing set that we built outside. So that's the reason I like to start it outside, because I would like to see whether or not that boy would like to come forward and speak. With that being said, before I start the test of this app, I want to make it perfectly clear. I am only talking to spirits that reside on this property. I am not trying to reach any kind of outside spirits. If you are an outside spirit that does not reside on this property, you are not allowed to be here and you will not partake in this app. So, let's get started. Oh, we got a 23-second app here, guys. So, yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and tell you. It's always a good idea to, first and foremost, tell them that you're not living where you're at, or they do not reside there. They're not allowed. Whether or not this actually prevents outside spirits from coming in and communicating, I cannot say for certain, but I will say it has seemed to work for me in the past. So it's always a nice way to kind of dispel other spiritual entities from coming and talking. So let's see what we got here. Microphone access required. I'll allow it. Okay. Speech recognition required. I'll allow it. Okay. All right. So ask your questions loud and clear. Now, I know that you're supposed to say Charlie, Charlie before every question, and that's about as far as the extent of my knowledge goes. Charlie, Charlie, are you here with me? And the pencils are moving. Interesting. Well, first things first, I need to go ahead and take this off of everything else. Put it on airplane mode, just like I always do. So it says yes. Okay. Charlie, Charlie, do you mean my family harm? It's kind of weird how it transcribes what I said at the beginning up top. Now, just with the rule of EVP, you should always give the spirit, 15-20 seconds to reply. It takes a lot of energy to manipulate a device. So even if a spirit on like an actual paranormal investigation, if you're sitting there with a voice recorder and you ask a question, it's simple procedure. Give 15-20 seconds, allow them to reply before you continue on with your next question. Charlie, Charlie, are you evil? I guess actually it's okay for me to talk during this app because I'm not going to be hearing word responses. The pencils are going to be spinning as you guys originally saw. So the setup that you saw in the beginning of the video is exactly what I told you what school teenagers were doing, where they were setting up the pencils in that particular grid formation. But I've not received an answer. Charlie, Charlie, do you live in this house? Charlie, Charlie, are you a man? I'm gonna go back to the menu and see what this menu is all about.
Choose your champions.
Yay, another ad. Let's play Shadow
Upgrade
Legends.
your...
No, I'd rather not. Thank you, though. So it doesn't give you any kind of instructions. And that's kind of crappy. Honestly, it's kind of shitty for anyone who's never heard of the Charlie Charlie Challenge to not give instructions on how to actually play the game. So I'm back inside now, and we're going to restart this. Charlie, Charlie, are you a human entity? And the pencils are moving. Yes. Okay. So I'm kind of wondering if I have to exit out and restart this every time. If so, that would be absolutely fucking annoying. Charlie, Charlie, did you die in this house? Alright, maybe for this app, I need to leave the Wi-Fi engaged. Let me go ahead and try that. Charlie, Charlie, come and move the pencils. Tell me yes or no. Are you a male? Are you a man? Alright, let me restart the app and see if... Oh, great, another ad. Yay. Done. Don't care about any kind of bingo games. Really? Okay, so... Hang on, guys. There we go. Oh, nope. A little bit more of the ad. Don't care. Charlie, Charlie, are you a man? Okay, so it says no. Charlie, Charlie, are you a woman? Okay, so hang on, guys. What I'm gathering here is, you see here at the top, it's actually listing the question that I asked and it's giving me the answer. So I have a very distinct feeling that in order to use this app properly, you're going to have to reload it every time you ask a question, because it's only taking in one question at a time. Oh my god, this is a grab for app. Oh god. Really? Don't care. Charlie, Charlie, are you a woman? And the pencils are spinning. Yes, okay, so at least that correlates with the response that I got the first time, where it told me it wasn't a man. So what I'm gathering here, guys, is you're actually going to have to hit the menu key and reload the app to ask a new question. And in all honesty, that is probably the most annoying shit I think I've ever seen, because every time you exit out, you get these ads. That's probably why they want you to make the game app free. No, I don't want to download Play to Win Casino Sweepstakes. Don't care. Charlie, Charlie, are you evil? You know, that's really a question that no paranormal investigator ever wants to ask in their own house, is if an entity here is evil. Okay, I think that's a pretty clear yes. So now my curiosity here is, we got a yes, a no. So a yes, yes, and a no, actually. So now I'm curious, if I exit out and I come back in and ask it if it means us harm, is it gonna go to no? The ads. This is an extreme stickman shit, really? No, I don't want to do that. What the hell just happened? Yeah, let's close that out. Go back into this. Close that out. Charlie, Charlie, do you mean my family harm? Okay, so I asked if it was evil. Said yes. I asked if it meant my family harm. Yes. Okay, so that's interesting. Let's see if there's a way to reset that. Charlie, Charlie, do you reside in this house? Okay, so yes, you see at the top, it says, Charlie, Charlie, do you mean my family harm? Yes. So it's literally responding to only one question at a time. Each time you want to ask a question, you have to exit out and reload. And every time you exit out and reload, I don't want to add any of these apps. I don't care about Stickman Battle. Honestly, no one gives a shit. Charlie, Charlie, are you attached to me? So, only reason I'm asking this question is because of what happened to me when I was younger, and I've always felt that I've had some kind of a spirit attachment. So I'm mainly curious. Okay, so that's a no. There's gotta be a way to make it to where you can ask repetitive questions instead of having to exit out and redo it every damn time.
Ready, go!
I don't care about the Stickman battle. Charlie, Charlie, do you reside in my basement? Okay, so that's leaning more towards the yes section, which, as I've told you guys before, the most activity that I've had seems to happen in my basement whenever I'm down there, so that's kind of an interesting answer. However, I'm not sure about this app, because every time you need to ask a new question, you have to exit out. And you really don't want to pay the money to update the app. It's just a grab for ads. It's a grab for ads for other get games downloaded. So it's basically what I can see here is they took an urban legend that a lot of kids love to use and modified it to a cash grab for other ads in other apps. Let me see how much it costs to remove the ads. Oh, 99 cents. Fuck it, let's do it. Alright, so we're going to remove the ads. I bought the pro version. Let's see what happens here. Charlie, Charlie. Happens here, Charlie. Okay, that was kind of weird. That's not what I meant to say. But I want to see if it reacts, because it's not a question. It does react, even though it's not a question. Well, I guess it could have been in context. Happens here, Charlie. It could have been just the way that I worded it. Ask me again later. Charlie, Charlie. Notice I didn't say anything else. I just want to see what it does. Okay, so that legitimately could have been it saying, yes, its name is Charlie, Charlie. Okay, so, I mean, that you take that of it as you will. Charlie, Charlie, are you a demon? Just having to switch screens constantly to ask a new question is absolutely fucking annoying, though. It's almost more annoying than the beep in the Ghost Radar, not the Ghost Radar test, but the other app test that I did, where there was this infuriating constant beeping. Sounds like a borderline yes or no. I'm going to ask the same question. Charlie, Charlie, are you a demon? I just want to see if I get a correlating answer. That's the only reason I'm doing this. Oh, pencils went in the opposite direction. It's the second time I've gotten a yes. Okay. Charlie, Charlie, is my name Nathan? Let's see if it knows my name. Let's see. Come on. interesting because I go by Nathan or Nate. My name is Nathaniel, so it does know that my actual name is not Nathan apparently. But let me ask that again. Charlie, is my name Nathaniel? Let's see what the response is this time. It's very slowly moving. Oh, picking up a little bit of speed. And that's a clear no. Okay, well, my name is Nathaniel, so is this quote-unquote demon in my house trying to convince me that my name's not Nathaniel? Is that what it's telling me? Charlie, did you know me by a different name in a past life? You know what? Some folks believe in reincarnation, and they say that demons know no time nor space. So let's see if it remembers me as a different person. Interesting. Okay. Charlie, are you an evil entity? So this is overall really annoying. The having to switch back and forth from the main screen back to the actual screen to ask a question, because it only takes one question at a time. I don't know why they wouldn't modify this app to actually accept successive questions, and I'm sorry for a little bit of stuttering there, but successive questions instead of just the one question at a time. Because what we're having to do is we're having to hit the menu key to exit out, and we're having to hit start again, and then ask the question, and that's not going to work because right now it's just listening to what in the hell I'm saying, and it's all going to be listed right out there on top of the screen. Now this is gonna be really interesting. Does it it answers a question that I didn't even ask. So supposedly if the pencils don't move or if they line up along each other, it's considered a neutral answer. So this thing literally just answered a question that I never even asked, because nothing that I said there was a question, it was a statement. Charlie, I like tater tots. Interesting. Charlie, I love romantic comedies. So now all I'm doing is I'm establishing a baseline for the incorrect responses based off of not even asking a question. Charlie, Taco Tuesdays. It didn't even give me time to finish the whole question. It just says Taco 2. Charlie, violent pornography. I couldn't help myself. I just want to see what it says. And you know they had to buy the rights to use the word Sanford on a pencil. Oh, wow. Charlie, pants. And the pencils are spinning to yes. However, I prefer not to wear pants if I don't have to. Alright, so let's see. What other dumb questions can I ask it? Charlie, Charlie, do you like a couch? Oh, and it's spinning. Charlie, Charlie, kitchen. So I feel like this would be a lot more dramatic if I was using a pencil or two pencils perfectly balanced on a grid as it shows on a piece of paper here, and I wasn't having to constantly exit out and go back into the program, because it just kind of seems like you have to reset it every question, and that is just honestly physically fucking annoying, because you guys see here on menu start and then constantly having to go back through. Charlie, Charlie, I just want to see once again if I'm correct, and it spins, so I didn't ask a question. And it does. So guys, I firmly believe that I have an assessment on this app, and I'm going to go ahead and stop this recording, and I'm going to give you my final assessment on the app. Oop, did not mean to do that. So, you know what? Fuck it. One more question. No, I don't. You know what? Yeah, I have a suggestion. Contact us. Make it to where I don't have to exit to main screen and can ask questions in succession. Alright. So, Charlie, Charlie, are you... It doesn't even give you time to answer the question. Like, it doesn't even give you time to ask the question, not answer. I'm sorry. This app is annoying. It is... Wow. Alright, so yeah. Final assessment time, guys. Because I'm done with this. Alright, guys. So, that was the Charlie Charlie Challenge app by First Class Media BV. I can tell you one thing about this app. It's damn sure not first class. If it is, it's a first class pile of shit. I hate the fact that you have to constantly exit out to the main screen and then restart your session to ask questions. Why wouldn't they make the app to where you can ask questions in succession to get constant answers, instead of having to exit out and restart your session? It's 99 cents that I spent that honestly I could have probably put towards something much better. However, you know, that's the whole point of doing these app tests, is I'm willing to spend, you know, a minute amount of money, because my budget is a little bit restricted, to test these apps for you guys. However, this particular app is based off of an urban legend of the Charlie Charlie Challenge, as I told you earlier, you know, in my intro to the video, of taking the pencils, lining them up, drawing the grid, asking the questions. So maybe if I did that, and I did it in the proper fashion, instead of using it as an app, the video might be a little bit more intriguing, because, you know what, what's moving the pencil? Right now, I don't know what's moving that pencil. I don't know what's making it answer the questions. And as you guys saw, I can just make statements. I don't even have to ask questions, and it still fucking answers them. So what is the point in making an app based off of a very popular urban legend? It's a way to make money. That's simply it. It is not a paranormal app. It is not an app that you can use to ask a question to a spiritual entity. It is an app specifically based on entertainment purposes. Why? Because if it was an actual app that you could use for paranormal investigation, they would make it to where you could ask questions in succession. That is my main complaint about this app. Not the operation of the app, not the way the pencils move, nothing else. My main complaint is how I have to exit out of the app and re-go into it every single time that I want to ask a question. I shouldn't have to do that. It should take questions in succession. That's the whole point of doing the Charlie challenge, is you're able to sit down and use it like a Ouija board. You ask your questions and the spirit answers your questions. You don't have to ask a question with a Ouija board and put the whole fucking thing back in the box and then take it out of the box and reset up to ask another question. You can ask questions in succession. This is probably one of the most annoying apps that I have reviewed since the Ghost SLS app. And I'm sure if you've watched that video, you remember how pissed off I was at that app. This is 99 cents that I didn't have to spend to upgrade to the ad-free, but I wanted to do it so y'all didn't have to sit there and watch all those fucking ads that I was having to watch. This is not an app that you need in your paranormal toolbox. This is not an app you need on your phone, period. This is not an app that I would recommend to anybody in the paranormal field, as this is nothing more than an app meant for entertainment, and it's not even all that fucking entertaining, so they didn't do a good job at that. Guys, that's what I got for you today. This was the Charlie Challenge app test by First Class Media BV, and it's a first class pile of shit. Nate signing out. Y'all have a good night.